Hello, welcome to Publisher Spotlight and our roundup of graphic novel favorites. We're going to start off with Toon, and that's always a good way to start off. The newest one from them is Blanca Flor, which is by Naja Spiegelman, and the illustrations are by Sergio Garcia Sanchez, which is very appropriate that this is both in English and Spanish because this actual book takes place in Latin America. Blanca Flor is a traditional folk tale, and we have a wonderful foreword from Isabel Campoy, which gives a sense of the fact that updated fairy tales for the 21st century are very much a thing that is needed. And it's also girl power, so we love that. Naja Spiegelman and Sergio Sanchez were both part of the creative team behind Lost in NYC, which won so many awards. So I hope you will check this out, Blanca Flor from Toon Books. Next up, we have Bluebeard by the wonderfully named Metafrog. This is a husband and wife team, and this book is from Paper Cuts. I just love what they do here. It is also a feminist. I think seem to be doing a lot of feminist books this year. This is a feminist retelling of the Bluebeard fairy tale. And in this one, what I really, really love about this is that it is, because it's feminist, I guess it's not really a spoiler, that she comes out on top at the end. It's really mysterious. The illustrations are just exquisite and dark and foreboding and intriguing. And in the end, you just are going to be very, very satisfied. I'll just leave it at that. So they also are the same team that did Little Mermaid and The Red Shoes. So, and also, book feel. Beautiful cloth bindings, the good heavy paper. It's just good books. Next up, from Story Press Africa, which is an imprint of Catalyst Press, we have the Shaka Rising graphic novels. Now, these are actually by Luke Mulver, who lives in South Africa. So this is very much from somebody who is immersed in that culture, which is amazing. And it is history, and it's also a retelling of the Shaka legend. Powerful stuff. You're just going to learn so much when you read these books about Africa in general and about the specific time that these take place, which is as the slave trade is starting to really gear up and somebody trying to protect his people from being victims of the slave trade. So this is Shaka Rising and King Shaka from Story Press Africa. Next up, if you like history, check these out from Paper Cuts, the Magical History Tours. There are several. There are also the Crusades and oil and just the pyramids, you name it. They've got so many of these out now. I love this format. It's small, hardcover. You have these two protagonists, Nico and Annie. Annie's the big sister who knows everything, and she gives her little brother a tour. And they're just fun, and you learn so much. And how appropriate that we're doing the plague right now. So I think there are a lot of people thinking about plagues right now, so not a bad choice. Check out that series. Next up, from Wave Blue World, which may be one of my favorite names of a publisher ever, is All We Ever Wanted, Stories of a Better World. This is an anthology that has been featured in the New York Times, edited by Tyler Chintanner and some others. It is just an all-star cast of comic book creators. So 24 different stories in here. So they're just absolutely gorgeous and interesting, and in the end, hopeful, although that person looked like they had some issues. I think it's going to turn out okay in the end. So also, we have from Magnetic Press, Letters from Animals, to those who think they are just beasts. So this looks like it's going to be a very warm, fuzzy book, and it is not. So do not give these to children with tender sensibilities about animals. If animals could tell us all the terrible things we've done to them throughout time, this is what they would say. It's hard to read. And it's based on the writings of Alain Bougrain Dubourg, and he actually did an introduction for this, and there's some really good back matter, and it is beautiful, but as I said, very convicting. Or just not nice. And lastly, I'm so excited to share with you the Manga Classics English language adaptations. So you know that the first ones they had, which are, I have a sample one here, Hamlet. These are the full original text of the plays, and these are still available. But for some young people and even older people, it is just really, really hard to get into the Shakespearean prose. It's hard for them to wade through all that information. So what they've done with these is they've adapted them, but when I say adapted them, they really have left in a lot of the original language. So here we have what was fair is now foul, what was foul is now fair. We will fly away through the fog and the filthy air. Some of the same vocabulary that you'll find in the original, but just made a little bit more accessible. So we have a Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet in this first round. So check these out. And thanks so much for stopping by. And we have so many more graphic novels I didn't even get to. So you can look at those in our Pinterest board and check them out in our booth. Thanks so much for visiting.